All right. I hate to cut off the Counting Crows. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. All right. We figured it out, baby.
All right.
That's good. Awesome. How are you, my dear?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. This is our second try at doing it the streams way, so I'm pretty pumped. It looks all good. Hopefully, we get some interesting stuff out there. I'm going to check our little Facebook thingy. I didn't do a lot of little things right now, or my little updates. So I'll throw the ones that I have before we get started.
Okay.
So there's two. Dear Lord, Amy. I know it's Olympics week. However,
will you check your audio and make sure you're on like speakerphone? Because I feel like I can't really hear you if my volume's up all the way.
Okay. Hang on.
I can hear you, but
Edit audio. Oh. Yeah, it's not saying much. So is it still low?
Yeah.
For you? Yeah.
Last time you figured it out and
wait.
fixed it, but I don't know what you did.
Yeah. Is it this? Is that better? Audio. Test. Oh, microphone. Let's see what we got. All right. I'm just gonna lie. Darn it. I thought we maybe go up here, test that. Anything there? Okay. Well, we'll definitely figure this sucker out. I wonder. It's either just individual. Let's see. Let's see if that does anything. So we'll kind of keep messing with it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Is your audio on earpiece or speakerphone?
Mine is hooked to a microphone on the computer. So,
but you're like if you go to settings right now, like in this StreamYard.
Yeah.
Go to settings and then go to audio.
Nope, not that. Where'd you see settings? Oh, settings. Yeah.
And then
audio, speed, real tech. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then echo can, background noise, test. I wonder if I switch. Let's go to this. Does that change anything?
No,
not much. Okay. Darn it. Because I got a sweet microphone. That's why I was like, oh, that sucks.
I know. I can't remember what you figured something out at the last minute last time and fixed it.
Well, it was you. So we fixed yours.
Oh.
So communications. Let's see if that does it. Test.
That's better.
That's better. That's what it is.
Oh,
okay.
But now it's quiet again.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dang it. It was something on yours, but I can't remember what you did. But I don't know if you went to speakerphone or whatever. Yeah, we apologize, guys. We want to do this really bad this way. And so this one might be a little crazy in that sense. But as long as you can hear me a little bit, Amy, we're good for now. And just kind of keep playing with it and see what you get.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know there was something you did on your end, and then it worked. But yeah, shoot. Edit mic set. Okay. Yeah, no, you're good. Shoot. Okay. So, oh crap. I didn't want to push that button. All right. Okay. So here we go. So the two that we got this week are stroke victims. So for stroke and Parkinson's and those kind of things, the massive amounts of data coming out, which we kind of understand this as we go forward, is starting brain training right away. So like if you know somebody in that setting and they had a stroke or those kind of things, starting and going hard like to get that brain redone. I've even read a book, it's called The Brain That Changes Itself. This fantastic book where somebody did 4 hours a day for 3 to 6 months, 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that really changed it to the point of like no symptoms at all. So I thought that was interesting in just the body's ability to do that stuff. So that was really cool. The other one that was good this week was there might be a new essential fatty acid found in milk. So that was kind of cool. It's called C15 slash or something O, but it could be a reason why we need to make sure that we have like milk in us, so that it's milk is a part of what we do. Just had a patient actually send us in some interesting info on like raw milk, which is a whole conversation on itself, which like that one is very, very interesting. But tonight, I cannot wait. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can do the presentation thing. All right. So we're going to do share. Do we do the share screen or can we do, oh, wait, I think I could do this. Google Slides. Where can I, let's try this. I already do this. Okay. Sorry. So how was your day?
Good.
I know. Oh yeah. We had some cool. Oh, this is going to be good. That's the one I want. Oh, this is going to be sweet. Okay. This is one reason I wanted to do it. Because then we can do it like me and you can be over here. And then we add this to the stage like that. That's pretty sweet.
Cool.
I like it. But yeah, so today, actually stay right here. Well, no, I won't go get it. So 2 things tonight before we start this. This is my chamomile that I have, right? So I'm using it tonight as the thing. And we'll get to this as we go. Hopefully it'll take me as long as it needs to steep in here to get an actual possible therapeutic dose. So we'll talk about that as you go. But chamomile, the reason why I wanted to do it this way was to talk individual herbs like this, because I think being able to talk the herbs individually, I think we'll start getting an understanding. Because if you can get like a few different herbs in your back pocket that you feel comfortable with, I think you'll understand you don't have to have all these different ones, because that's what we see now is we see a ton of people get kind of bogged down in that situation where you're just overwhelmed with how many herbs there are. But I'm going to show you tonight how many herbs or how many benefits chamomile has, and then we can go from there. So hopefully it might be short, but it might be perfect too. So I'm not sure. So Amy, so you still good?
Yeah.
You can hear me a little bit. Okay. So chamomile, that's kind of what it looks like as you go. All right. So this isn't going to be a lot of slides, but we got to talk about each one. So the benefits of how do we use it? So chamomile is huge in its process. And that's one reason I picked it for our office to even have. One, it's super safe and effective. Almost there's nothing out there that as an herb, it really, really does anything bad for. So it's a really good starter herb for anybody that's out there. Okay. So the benefits we'll go through. One of the things that I always look at is when you're looking at herb, you want as many benefits out of that herb as you possibly can. So a lot of times you'll hear these ones specific for certain things and those kind of things. But why not have something with many benefits over the entire human body? And that's what I like focusing on, because then a lot of times you get more than just whatever the issue is at hand. So the benefits are huge. The number one probably benefit that you hear about is it's an anti-inflammatory. So it's a big anti-inflammatory. Um, GI and skin, it's those are the two areas it does most of its work. So it's really good in your gastrointestinal area and actually skin. So that's kind of cool. It has some anti-inflammatory effect. There's other herbs that have anti-inflammatory better effects in other areas, but where would you want it the most? In your gut, right? In your gut health, in those kind of things is a huge deal in the anti-inflammatory that we'll always do. There's an antimicrobial effect too. So a lot of times the antimicrobial part, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-amoebic. So these are all different types that it helps make sure that we're not getting those. Okay. So there's that. I'm just going to make sure. Sorry, guys. I'm just making sure we are still live. I think we are. So, okay, there we go. I just want to test it. Okay. So, and then the other one, this one's really cool. This is the one we kind of use it in the office for. It's one of the bigger things that can happen, especially when we get into a higher concentrated form, but it's antispasmodic. It can prevent or ease muscular spasm. So preventing or easing muscular spasm is a pretty good gig. And a lot of times we will use this as one of our muscle relaxers, essentially. So that's what I really, really like as far as how it works and, those kind of things. The next one is it's a bitter. So for those that have been on in the past, a bitter is super important in the idea that it triggers sensory response in the mouth, which increases digestive juices and enhance liver and gallbladder function. So you got to be a little in bitters in general. You have to be a little bit cautious with pregnancy, GERD, ulcers, and gallstones. But chamomile is so light that it's not as big. If you looked up most, I would say, be mindful, I suppose, but don't be afraid of it in any of those situations, right? But bitters are huge and something that we don't think about that we need to start thinking about on our daily diet. So that would be awesome as we go too. One of the cool things that I forgot about is chamomile is a carminative, and that is basically it allows. So I'll read the definition, but there's a way I think of it. Plants that relax the GI smooth muscle to allow burping or gas to be expelled. Volatile oils produce local antispasmodics, anti-inflammatory, and antimicrobial effects. So a carminative, I always think, breaks down basically the reasons you'd have those gassy-ish situations, which can be a huge deal because it can stop function, those kind of things as well. So those are 5 things that one herb does. So remember that. I'm not talking about a bunch of different ones. I'm talking about one. And that's why I wanted to do this tonight. All right. So chamomile also is an emmenagogue. Emmenagogue it promotes menstruation. So it actually promotes in a really good way a balanced menstrual cycle. And chamomile is known especially for like a high stress environment for menstruation. Good example would be one of my favorite examples is like a high-end athlete female that doesn't have normal periods, those kind of things. I think of this with gymnasts. I think, like super high-end athletes, sometimes females especially, will have a delay in that process. And then chamomile could be a potential to help them out. High stress reaction in life in general can also cause your periods to be different than they should be. So that's where it could be really good. And that's where what they call in herbs emmenagogues are really good at, like menstruation type stuff. In chamomile, it is about prevention though. So or I'm sorry, promoting a regular menses. So that's really good. It's a nervine. A nervine is awesome. A nervine is always something that you always look for. You just hear about them all the time. There's a lot of good nervines out there. Nervine means balancing out the nervous system. So it has a relaxing effect on the nervous system. And so once you get that relaxing situation, it'll let you calm down. And a lot of people that I've had use chamomile find that out pretty quickly. That it will chill you out pretty quick, especially not as necessarily in like the tea form. You might not notice as big effect as the other ones, the tinctures and all those kind of things. All right. Then a diuretic. A diuretic is awesome. So diuretic is it increases the formation of and excretion of urine. So it's something that makes you go. So that might be one of the medications that you have to watch on this. That possibly if you're taking a diuretic, you want to watch that a little bit. But the idea that it naturally gets you to go is a really, really good thing. Allows that kidney. Obviously, it's working well on the kidneys as well. So, so that's what I love about chamomile. It's one of those that we sell it in a lot of different ways at the office. Chamomile can be something so easily implemented into your daily life that it's not even funny. It's a nice tea. It tastes really good. There's nothing much to it. Kids love it. I haven't heard any complaints taste wise, typically. Maybe some on the tincture aspect, but not really. Like it's not really bad that way. So how do you implement this in our daily life? Let's go to there. So how can you take it? Let's say you're not a pill taker. You hear herbs and you're like, oh crap, another supplement, to take during the thing. That's why I love the tea aspect. So a tea we're going to talk about. It's the most common, but what happens a lot of times in teas, we have to make sure, like for this one, now that I've blabbed my mouth for over 10 minutes, you can see how it's gotten pretty good dark. I started it a couple minutes before we started. But one of the things that happens is the longer you steep it, the better the amount you get. Okay, and over 10 minutes typically is a good thing on what they call like a therapeutic dose. So what a lot of doctors will do, like if you came in and I said, "All right, I want you to do this chamomile tea for a thing," I'd want you to do 2 tea sessions where you do this whole thing plus another, right? Because it's a lot easier on you, but it's a lot harder to get that dose up there where you could actually notice a difference. Capsules, I don't hear that one as much. I don't see that one as much because of the tea you could do. But it also makes chamomile go, oh, it doesn't work that well. Well, it's because a lot of times we don't get the right therapeutic effect on it. And that's one of our biggest problems is that we don't get enough in us. Because I can tell you this, one lady at the office, Paige will tell you, we started getting chamomile tincture. Chamomile tincture is a very high amount of it, and all you got to take is like a dropper full. And she decided to try it like probably an hour before we closed, and it about knocked her on her can because it's a really good sleeping. Anything that's muscle relaxing can help you sleep. And she was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And so that was pretty cool to see her reaction. But you can get a good effect, especially when you're taking a true therapeutic dose of it. So I wanted to just throw that out there, I didn't know if it's about right what I thought. About a half hour in. I didn't think it'd be a whole hour tonight, on these, but I'd like to do that. That's okay because it's getting nice out. School's about to start. We can do a lot of these things. And then make sure if you got any questions in the chat, make sure you're throwing that in there, as we go. But chamomile is something. Think about it. Go get the tea, go get a really good tea. Start there. See how you feel. Do 2 teas a day and then see where you're at. You want to try it
Where
anymore? We got some at the office.
when you say really good tea, hold on a second. Explain what
Ooh,
that means, because like people might think if they buy Lipton brand that's what you're talking about, but you're not.
good question. Right. That is a good question. Typically, the ones, let me find some good ones. I want to find you some good. A lot of times they won't be. And like there's a lot of good, decent teas out there. If you go to a store, let me get out of this now. Okay. Hi, Sadie. Hi, Sadie. Sadie, our chickens are going nuts. They got like 4 eggs all the time. It's crazy. Crazy. I know. You guys are gonna have to get some chickens, Amy. I'm telling you.
No, no pets.
No pets. I
No.
love it. I'll bring you some eggs over. But I got another little. Oh wait, let's go to that. So chamomile tea. A lot of times in your health food stores are the really good place to find them. They have some good quality. A lot of them are good. Honestly, a lot of them are good. Even at the grocery store, there are some. I want to say, let me look up. Actually, I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna look up our local grocery store. There's a way to do this. Okay, so I'm gonna look up one of our basic ones. Let me see website because I saw one in this one. If they allow me to search tea, that was actually really, really good. It was a good brand. Browse. Thank you.
I got a lot of my loose leaf teas at Horrocks.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we're pretty spoiled. Like, if anybody's outside of here, we have Horrocks in our town. Loose leaf teas are friggin' the best way to go.
Like Trader Joe's or someplace like that, or Whole Foods have loose leaf tea? Do you know?
Yes. Yep. And there's even a place like in Kalamazoo. The entire thing's a tea store. Like it's got all the loose leaf teas, every single one of them. And so let's see if it was not letting me do it. Come on, dudes. All right. Sorry. I was just looking. Well, if you're going to be dork. Okay. Because there are some commercial ones we talked about actually at highest. Let me read the rated. Okay. So so one that's the one I was looking for. Traditional medicinal is in a lot. That one is it's a good company. A lot of times, and also Yogi, and those are in a lot of different stores actually. So it's not as bad. Typically just a normal grocery store. Yogi and traditional medicinals is in there. And it's important, the closer you can get to loose leaf type teas. I always like pushing the one I love. Oh, of course, the names get Mountain Rose Herbs. So Mountain Rose Herbs, you can get just poundages of big stuff like right out of the wherever like right out of the factory kind of thing. So you can there's a ton of options. The biggest thing is just don't pick up the first one you see and think that it's going to be good. The other thing is like nothing with sugar in it, nothing with preservatives and those kind of things. Just make it a nice organic chamomile. There's all that needs it. If the ingredients say anything more than what chamomile is, then it's probably not a good one to go with because it's trying to add flavor. It's trying to add all these different things. And you just don't want to do any of that, and so especially with this, most of your herbal stuff is going to be just fine. As you go, it's going to be good as far as like getting in there. I think that it's fantastic when you have it like that. So that is a great question. If you got an organic food store near you, best move on on the planet. We have two good ones. We have one called Apple Valley near us, and then Horrocks. Horrocks has my coolest one. I found that on a whim. They have like a wall of loose leaf tea from some farm, and I'm like, dude, this is
Yeah.
amazing. I really, really like that. And they have a lot of good options. Something like that, you can mix it a little bit. Now with the loose leaf too, you're gonna not understand and know kind of like if you're doing it, for you need this amount in you, then you might have to do more, right? So because when it's loose leaf, it's not like that therapeutic. You know how much is in each tea bag, right? But loose leaf, you're not doing as much, but you probably get more. I think it's like
Oh, I wondered
right.
about. Yeah, I wondered about that. I bought a small ball, to put it in, but then I have
Yeah,
a huge one that's like, I don't know, it's not probably not as big as a baseball, but it's big. And I wondered like how much you would have to pack in there for it to be, therapeutic
yeah.
for
I
you.
would go. I would try like a bag, and then go based on taste after 10 minutes. Because like
Yeah,
your normal bag, like this doesn't taste. It tastes light for 10
yeah,
minutes in compared to my loose leaf stuff, where it's way more. You're like, holy crap, that was good. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And
yeah,
those kind of things, and tea especially. Like, it's such an easy 1% tribe thing to do.
yep,
You're just like adding a tea. That is not that hard to do. And even making it a cold tea, right? Like chamomiles are really good. Throw some lemon in there, maybe a little sugar. You could, like make a nice drink out of it. Those
yeah.
kind of
You
things.
could put local honey in it.
hmm And just make it something where it's nice and fresh, and those kind of things. But literally, if you go back, there was 8 different biological processes that chamomile hasn't affected, right? I gave you a list of that. It's an antispasmodic, it's a anti-inflammatory, it's a antibiotic, it's a it helps with menses, it's a nervine, which is ridiculously cool. So you have all these things in one herb. Not a lot of herbs say that. And I'll probably do, when you see me put that title up of what that herb is, then know that there's about 8 things that this thing does. In fact, in my studies, chamomile is probably up there higher than most. I think I got one other competitor on it, but it's pretty legit. Like,
Yeah,
where a lot of them are very strong in other areas, but not in anything else. Chamomile is like across the board, pretty good. As far as those go too. So we'll be talking a lot about those. The other one that's real popular in social media ranks is adaptogens, which is like your astragalus and your ashwagandha, and we'll show you why that's important. It hits kind of all organs, but it doesn't have a very like there's they do a really good job overall, but they're not as specific as like a chamomile for what it does. Okay. So just understand that as you go. They're good though, but it's just they go after what they call this adaptogens, which is kind of like a whole body function. This is very good functioning in each one. It helps those things, if that makes sense. You got any other questions for me?
nope.
This is cool. I actually added, if anybody's on a Rumble, if you look up, uh, what are we called? I think we're called The Prize Inside. If you look up The Prize Inside, you'll find us on there, and you can get on there as well, because I thought that would be cool to have us on another stream. So right now we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Rumble. How cool is that?
Nice.
Yeah, and I think eventually I'll actually know how to do this stuff. So Well, do you like this function? If we can figure out the sound part, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I know. I feel bad about that. I was like, oh, something happened there last time, though.
Well, last time I was going to try to use my headphones, but I think you have to have plug-in earphones to use it on my phone.
Right. And I think that's the problem is like you use your phone. And so it might have to be the plug-in stuff. So I can grab you some of my cheap ones.
I think I have some around here somewhere.
I know. Remember? That was like only a few months ago. That was like the cool thing. And now
I know.
We're beyond that anymore. So
for sure.
Well, hopefully I'm not seeing any chats to this time. I'll refresh it. I don't think any questions out there, social media world. If not, I won't keep you too long, which will probably be okay. Oh, that is cool. It goes on to all these different ones. That's awesome. But yeah, so yeah, as we go, I think this will be a good way to start it. I'd love to do like a Q&A on, one time a year or one time when we get it kind of ramped up where there's lots. That will be really awesome, so as we go. But next week, I don't know what I got going. Trying to line up some other interview type situations as well. So that'll be fun. So it should be good. So
awesome.
All right. You got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, kid. Well, you guys, I enjoyed. Thank you for putting up with us on our second time we ever did this. Hopefully each time it'll get better. So you guys have a great day. Have a good one.